A Belgian and a Swede fight each other for America's freedom. USA! USA! This is Universal Soldier on Stinger Madness!
Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. We got the Stinger Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinger Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Sam here, and I've got Jackie. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
I'm good as well.
Awesome to hear.
I actually had a joke, though. It was like the intro.
There was
A Belgian, a Swede, and a German walk into a movie and somehow come out of it with careers.
Oh, yeah. Roland Emmerich's German.
Yep.
Nice.
Wah, wah.
Universal Soldier, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, and a little bit of Tiny Zeus Lister. And a very small portion of Michael J. White.
And Ralph Moeller,
Which one's Ralph Muller?
the really big guy.
The really big guy. I thought that was Tiny Zeus Lister.
No, that's the black guy.
Oh, the beef eater.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to a store and munch on some pork ribs. Not even pork ribs.
It was
London
like
broil.
It was a big rib cross roast. It was dumb.
It was quite dumb. This movie is very Emmerichian. If there's such a thing as Kubrickian filmmaking, there is definitely a thing as Emmerichian, Roland Emmerichian, because it has got all of the staples of a Roland Emmerich film where you may have questions about central things towards the plot, and he will overtly skate around those questions, or the answers to those questions, like, oh, we know that this is a question that you are probably going to have, but we're going to hint to it, but not mention the answer at all. Completely not. Avoid the mistakes of what I'm working with here.
And just cover it with really poor jokes.
Yeah. Or tough guy faces. Like, look at the camera, kind of, and be like, ugh.
Or tough guy jokes.
Yeah, or tough guy jokes.
He's in love with the look at one another after something happens joke.
Uh-huh.
Like, stop it, Roland Emmerich. Because it happened like 4 times in this movie that she and Jean-Claude Van Damme just looked at each other like, are you the guy? Oh, I'm the guy, but I'm a lady. Oh, no.
Weird. It's a strange film. Yeah, I mean, it's almost got it like a decent concept, really, you know.
It'll
like,
fool you into thinking it's a good movie.
It will fool you. Like, it's a slippery slope on this one because, you know, the whole idea behind turning dead guys into robot soldiers kind of is an interesting concept, but it's just a bunch of silly hijinks one after another, and the whole plot really has nothing to do with them being reanimated soldiers. It has to have with them having flashbacks, like RoboCop had flashbacks.
Yeah.
This is basically
RoboCop.
Robo-Soldier. You know what I mean?
With a little bit of Xanadu.
Oh?
I'm alive.
Yeah, the dancing with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren when they're on roller skates and doing the twirl about, that was impressive.
Well, if you think about it, if the highway was like the ocean, it's really RoboCop meets the Swiss Family Robinson.
Interesting analogy. I'm not really getting it.
They're out there on the highway.
Okay, that's where I thought you were going.
The road is long.
Instead of the ocean, then they make it to home or wherever.
I think that was the inspiration behind that Tom Cochrane song, Life is a Highway. It was mostly about murder and death.
And the Swiss Family Robinson.
And Swiss Family Robinson fighting off pirates. Absolutely. So, how did you guys feel about Universal Soldier? Sam, to preface this, Sam had immediately before we pushed play said that I watch this at least once a year, and it is one of my favorite movies of all time.
And as I was watching it this time around, I think that it's actually been about 2 years since I've seen it, and it's really starting to lose some steam.
Yeah.
Like, you can only watch this thing so many... Apparently, you can only watch Universal Soldier about 73 times. Because after that, you know, it's just like, oh, I don't know if it's that good. I don't know if this really holds up to the microscope after 73 viewings.
Jackie, this was your pick. What was your initial thought?
I hadn't seen it since I was a teenager when it first came out. And I just remembered, ears. Ears everywhere.
So much with the ears.
And I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't remember shit about the story or anything. I just remembered that there was some flashback business and some ears. And so I was really, really happy that the ears came into play almost immediately. So I was like, yep, I was right. This is going to rock.
And they just don't stop.
I know. And I loved it. It's a ride. It's a highway I'm willing to hitchhike on.
There's a lot of people in Roland Emmerich's America that have a hearing problem.
Oh, because
he cuts their ears off.
Right, yes.
And wears them as a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they've got a hearing problem. Can't you hear me? When I was 14 or whatever, I saw this in the theater, and I remember thinking it was basically the most awesome movie I had ever seen to that point. I was like, my life can be over. I've seen the awesome. And then I used to watch it all the time, and I swear that I was 25 years old telling somebody that this was a good movie. And I could go back in time 10 years and say, you, sir, are a liar.
This is your Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
Yes, possibly.
Nice.
Not as bad.
Not quite
Robin
as
Hood
bad.
is fucking terrible.
Yeah, not quite as bad, but it's close there.
This holds some of its merits, some of its intended merits follow through. Because it is an action movie.
You know, let's think
pure
about the
and
problems
simple.
between the two of them. First off, the primary one that comes to mind is Kevin Costner not being able to do an English accent. Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren not being able to do an American accent.
I think that this is easily Dolph Lundgren's finest acting performance. Without even, he has nothing else. Perhaps he gets about halfway there with his performance of the weird preacher guy in Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, maybe.
This movie is all about hot cross buns.
No, they're all the JCVD movies are about hot cross buns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're...
Hot cross buns. Lay in the freezer, boys. Hot cross buns.
Yeah.
That's why he's got to cool off. His ass is too hot.
It's too hot. Air it out.
Oh, he is a ridiculous person.
Yes, he is.
The concept behind JCVD, I mean, thank God for JCVD that there's only one of them and that we got to have it. Because if there's two JCVDs, I mean, they made a movie about that.
I think there was probably
too many.
Really close to being two. I think that Gary Daniels was going to just steal the shtick all the way.
Yeah.
And he got a letter that was right before he started shooting his first movie from Jean-Claude Van Damme that says, if he does the butt thing, his ass is getting taken to court by a team of lawyers.
I still would like to see them on the same film, in 1995.
In a hot cross buns off.
I wonder if he is, because I think Gary Daniels had done some stunt work.
Maybe. Well, Universal Soldier is essentially, as we mentioned, the concept of the film is taking dead soldiers, vets,
Hot
their
cross
corpses, and sticking some warm liquid goo in them and making them alive again. But they have brainwashing,
Radio control units.
radio control. They're not supposed to have memories of their previous
They
lives.
erase their memory with the serum.
Yeah, the other warm liquid goo.
Again, shit that works on a 14-year-old me.
Yeah.
Just calling it the serum, because serum is better than, squirty juice. I'm like, these guys know what they're talking about. This is very scientific.
Serum.
They're using serum.
Muscle enhancement
Yeah,
drugs.
They're also super strong. So essentially, they're all basically reanimated Captain Americans.
They're fucking zombie... They're radio-controlled zombies.
That's my first question that you've just eliminated. Are they zombies?
No.
Why not?
Because,
They're sentient.
yeah, and they're hot cross buns. Zombies are not hot cross buns, dude.
They are reanimated dead.
Yeah, but zombies are gross, and these guys were hot cross buns. So no, I'm going with no.
So if a man who likes to eat the parts of other people that is a reanimated corpse happens to have a really hot ass, are you like, that's not a zombie?
No, he's still a zombie. He's probably starting to decay and looks kind of shitty. And, yeah, he's not real. He doesn't say anything. He's just like,
Oh, he says something.
he's the worst date ever.
Brains.
So
Fresh brains.
how about this? Would you eat a tuna melt off of zombie George Clooney's ass?
No, I would not.
Okay.
What about a tuna melt off of reanimated corpse Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass?
I would consider it.
Who likes to eat brains?
As long as he doesn't make any brain noises, I guess it's okay.
All right. There you go. There's Jackie's eat a sandwich off of a zombie's ass qualifier.
That's the test. Is that a zombie? I don't know. Turn around.
Turn around.
That's a hot cross buns.
Yeah.
All right, they're not zombies. So they have to. They're like covert terrorists, eliminator. Basically,
They're
just-
Megaforce.
They're Megaforce. They are Megaforce. Well, that actually do things.
That actually, yeah. This is what they needed to do with Megaforce to make it work: is brainwash those dickheads.
I could
Run them off of a radio control.
I could see these guys going into a foreign country to, say, take out Osama. I could see them going in to rescue the hostages. I could see them...
Saturday night at the nudie club. Dancing with their hot cross buns. America's show for all of those lady
you gotta
dictators.
figure out how to pay for that shit, right?
So here's the deal, Jackie.
Gotta get enough dollars.
So
Tax dollars aren't gonna get them the sweet semi like that.
you got...
That's ass shaking.
You got the Unisol Corporation that goes into Vietnam after there's been a big battle and there's corpses everywhere and they're just looking for guys that will qualify for the Unisol project. Do they take their pants off and look at their butt first? Like, we gotta make sure this one's got a hot ass.
They actually had body bags specially that would just unzip in the crotch and ass area. The body bags had a crotch zipper and a trapdoor. Flip it over. Let's take a look at that butt.
And they were like, no.
And then there's like one guy's like, what if he doesn't have a pretty face? Oh, he's going to be wearing a radio control thing anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know that.
You're not going to see his face. He's there to dance for the ladies so that we can make money for our sweet semi-truck.
And then there's another guy like, oh, come on, Fred. Since when were you looking at anything but dong and ass? Come on now.
Well, the movie starts with Vietnam. Viet-fucking-Nam.
At a golf course.
At a golf course.
Good job with the golf course.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent.
What it doesn't look like is a golf course.
Right, yeah. But Jean-Claude Van Damme is, like, not with his platoon. I don't know what he was doing at this point.
What is anybody
in time.
doing?
Dolph Lundgren has lost his shit, and he has murdered all of the other guys.
He's captured some co-eds from the 90s.
Yeah.
Because they're not very period in their apparel.
No, they're not. Nor they're, I don't know. But he thinks that the Vietnamese that he's captured are spies or...
Traitors, the whole lot. All of them are spies and traitors, and I think cocksuckers.
So why'd he kill his guys?
They're
They weren't
spies and
listening.
traitors.
They weren't listening, so he cut their damn ears off.
So he just snapped. He just completely went apeshit.
He realized that everybody was a spy and a traitor.
Okay, all right. So they're all dead, and it prompts him to, as you mentioned, start the ear business. He's already got the ears cut off, and he's already referencing, "Do you hear me now?" Fucking shit. Which never. Anytime you see the ears, it's how's your hearing going?
He's from Sweden, Justin. He doesn't have a sense of humor.
Oh, hey, not bad. So JCVD shows up, and Lundgren's ordering JCVD to shoot the Vietnamese people, and JCVD will not do it.
Nope.
He
won't do it.
Not even for a waffle. Sorry.
The pH is cleared. They're innocent. That's what he says.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's a pretty good impression.
I have to really try hard to not end up into Christopher Lambert.
Oh, thank you. Hold on. I've got to take a moment to...
Here's another question.
to add to my...
Is he really Christopher Lambert? What I do notice in the village sequence is that they have like a walking road that really isn't big enough for cars, but it's just too big for like you know that it's not really Vietnam because of how the huts are set up.
Right.
Right.
They're in a grid layout. It's like a very small town with one giant road,
And that
as long as you don't have cars.
the hut that they come out of is like the Spice Girls bus.
Yes.
It was huge in there, and you see it from the outside, and it's like you could barely fit a lawnmower in that thing.
Yeah, it looks like a woodshed, but... Yeah, so... Lundgren orders him to kill him. He won't. So they get in a big fight. He shoots the guy in the face. The Vietnamese guy in the face. Lady takes off running, but she's not kind of really running, and this sets up something to happen again later,
Run!
And she doesn't run fast enough and gets exploded by a grenade.
Yep.
Zergs are right.
They tussle a little more. Van Damme's already been shot in the leg, but he's got a bayonet thingy.
He's got a bayonet. He stabs him with it.
And
Yeah.
twists it just
twists
to make
it.
sure for good measure.
Yeah. Then he gets shot, and then he shoots him, prompting my question that was... The first question is, why does Lundgren use a grenade?
Against the lady?
He could just shoot her.
He could just shoot her. True.
And
Maybe at this point he's not that good of a shot.
then when JCPD hits him with the bayonet, it's like, you could have just shot him.
I have a question.
Had all those bullets.
What was the cause of death for both of them?
Gunshot
You're the coroner. How did Lundgren die?
Gunshot.
Not the stabbings?
No, he got hit in the chest twice.
Yeah.
They both got hit in the chest twice.
And then they both fell down.
That was a good scene. It looks silly.
Very, very slow motion.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Because guys shooting each other at the same time when they're 3 feet apart, I don't know if I've ever seen that on film before.
And they shoot it in a manner that makes them look like they're about 8 feet apart, but they're really just standing next to each other, shooting each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of silly. So they're tagged and bagged. Some guys show up and are like, ugh, we gotta keep this secret.
Check out their dicks and butts.
Yeah, check out their dicks and butts. Make sure those are available.
That guy is not a hot cross buns. Just throw him back
Yeah.
over there in the jungle. He's cat food now.
What about this guy? He's got kind of a bony ass, but look at the hang down. It's a trouser snake.
We'll send him to France's Unisol program.
Yeah. Oh?
I don't know.
Nice. Because they don't care if they're ugly there.
Yeah, we'll wholesale that one. Yeah, so they're like, we got to keep this secret and covered up. We can't let anybody know what happened here. What happened here? All you have found are a bunch of Americans that are dead.
People died.
Yeah, it's Viet fucking Nam,
Yeah, it looks
man.
like some shit went down again.
Again.
Yeah, and Lundgren's got a ear necklace on.
Oh, maybe that's the tip off. Is this guy's obviously lost his shit. Something happened here.
There's a tied up Vietnamese guy with a bullet in his head.
This guy's
There's
got
a-
an ear necklace on. Let's make him part of the program.
There's a lady that's in pieces. 2 dudes that are both American laying on the ground look like they shot and stabbed each other. I mean, it's not like
All right.
it's a goddamn mystery when you show up to this thing.
I guess you don't have to be Dexter.
All
to
right,
figure
go
that
get
one out.
Nancy Drew to figure out what fucking happened here.
I would never make it as a forensic analyst. I can't figure this shit out. They die from cancer or what? Well, meanwhile, back at the later time, not meanwhile, much later.
Meanwhile, back at the later time.
At
There's
the DDO ranch.
this plane lands that's giant.
Cargo jet.
it's-
Cargo plane.
Inside the cargo plane, giant cargo plane, is a giant
Giant semi.
truck.
Optimus Prime.
It's half Optimus Prime. This is a transformer. The bed of the trailer of the truck transforms
Yep.
just like old Optimus Prime used to. There is a base inside. It's crazy. Did you find anything out about where that truck came from or how much that shit cost? Because it couldn't
No,
be cheap.
I didn't find out anything like that. It reminded me of that shit Mask. Remember that shit?
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Toys.
Because
from the
there's
80s.
really no reason for the semi to be that badass.
Mm-mm.
Because it doesn't, like, ever do anything cool. Like, it chases the bus at one point, but all of its armor is very unutilized.
Yeah, and there's not really like rocket launchers inside of it or like a turret that pops up.
No, it doesn't
it's
have
not
any...
a battle wagon.
No, it doesn't.
It's a badass looking science lab
Lab, yeah.
that probably just, it's got too much room in there.
It's a meat freezer.
It is. It's a cold storage unit that's got some, like, shit glued to it.
Yep.
What I think is interesting is that when it drives around, it folds up nice, but when it parks, the sides come out of it so that they can do operations. If they need the more room when they're parked, well, how are they doing things when they're driving? Because they don't, like, go into a separate
They have to
section of the truck.
Sit down.
They have to sit
in
on
that
each other's
chair.
laps,
no,
basically.
I mean, there's probably spaces that you can sit,
Mm-hmm.
like in a fifth wheel.
I don't know. I think this is also bigger on the inside because it seems like that cryogenic chamber where all the boys sit with their clothes off
It
takes
actually-
up a lot of room.
It seems kind of small to me. I thought it was a little small.
But we have to remember that Justin is obsessed with semi-trucks.
Yeah,
And
this is
trucking
a trucker
movies.
Trucker movie. I wonder if they get any lot lizards in this shit.
You know what you never see? at any point the driver of this truck. You do see someone driving it, and it's Ralph Moeller, but during battle, or during everything warming up to the incident and shit going awry, you never see the teamster.
Yeah. Interesting. He just hangs out there
Yeah.
in the cab doing nothing,
No, he's doing cocaine. He's got to stay awake. Just in case they need to move.
reading articles on Reddit. Well, either way, there inside is a bunch of guys. It's a mobile base, mobile lab,
Some scientists, some soldiers.
some uni-souls. Are they cyborgs? Is there
So later on, Orbach describes them as just being genetically enhanced.
Okay. Because it's weird that there's all the sound
Oh,
effects.
that's that fucking radio control bullshit that they're wearing, their headsets.
Their little headset thing. But it's weird that it's so, like, overt. Like, we gotta make sure you hear the sound, even though the camera
That's
is
more
20
Roland,
feet away.
That's Emmerichian is what it is.
More Emmerichian. Well, there's some terror on the Hoover Dam. They gotta go in and free the hostages from that shit.
Who takes hostages on the Hoover Dam?
Why are there people on the Hoover Dam?
You can go to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, it's a big tourist destination.
Okay, so how many people at one time are going to be on the Hoover Dam?
Quite a few. You'd be surprised. I've been to the
are we
Hoover
talking
Dam,
10?
and
Like
no,
60.
we're talking like hundreds of people. They bus people in
Wow.
on those mega tour buses, and you spend the day up there. And you take the little tour, and you walk the bridge.
All
and
right, so what's your thoughts? Good terrorist launching point for whatever those
Nobody
guys
gives
were?
two fucks about the people that go
Yeah.
to visit the
Yeah,
Hoover
that's
Dam.
what I
I have
think,
been
too.
to the Hoover Dam, and everybody around me is like, yeah, nobody's coming to
No.
save these fucktards.
No.
This is an easy one. We do not negotiate with terrorists. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what else is going on the news.
Gosh, kill all of those people. Do us a favor.
Yeah. So the cyborgs go in, not the cyborgs, the unisouls. They dive into the lake. They swim 1.5 miles in 4 minutes. Somebody should have done the math on that.
That's
shit.
ridiculous. I can do that.
1.5 miles in 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, the fastest people can run 1.5 miles in like 4.5 minutes. Swimming 1.5 miles in 4 minutes is ridiculous.
Oh no. I've got a friend. His name's Humpback. I just
Oh.
jump on him and go.
Is it like a propeller that you stick in your ass?
I don't even know how to do the math on that shit.
15 times 1.5.
22.5.
That's how fast it
That
would be
sounds about
swimming.
right. Yeah, that's fast swimming.
Really fast swimming.
Boats typically can do about 35 if you buy just an average Joe Schmo boat.
Oh, that 35 is a pretty nice boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering that the most expensive one goes 200.
Oh, 200 miles an hour. in
We
a
actually
boat.
just saw that on a
Yep.
TV show.
It's true.
Yep, that's not safe.
Yeah, that's ridiculous speeds. Yeah, so you could tow a water skier behind them. Strap a guy to him, and he's out there sunning and funning.
Oh shit, yeah, that's actually kind of fast for water skiing. Your
might be
best
able to
water
one ski
skiing
it.
is like 12 to 15 miles an hour. 15's fast for water skiing. It's like 12. 12 is a really fast, hot speed.
If
like,
a unisoul was swimming 22.5 miles per hour and a fish hit him in the face, do you think he'd be pissed about it?
oh yeah.
Brown trout.
No, that's you put your kids, like when they turn 13 and you want to show them that life sucks, you put them on one of those bouncing tubes, and you strap them onto a unisaw, and like, you're about to go 20 miles an hour on an inflatable donut. See how much you like that.
Being towed by a man with hot cross buns. So they also scale. I don't know. It's the opposite of scaling the dam. They don't go up, they go down. But
Yes.
they don't repel either.
Yeah, that's repelling.
If you're going at full speed,
It's a forward repel.
I thought you had to like bounce off of it and then.
That's a
leave.
reverse. So the
Huh.
Europeans, the Canadians, the Australians, and I believe the British repel face first.
Where are you getting in this information?
The internet.
Why did you look up this information?
Oh, I was watching some damn movie where this guy came out of a helicopter face first, and I was like, Jesus Christ, that looks dangerous as fuck. And then I was like, oh wow, people do this all over the place.
I wonder if the people that do that make fun of the reversers like pussies.
Yeah, I think that the British actually do it both ways, because I saw the Bear Grylls guy on TV repel with another man, which was ultimately one of the gayest things I'd ever seen. Because it was like, you need to hold me here, and now hold me here. You're like, okay, is this going to be safe? No, I just want you to hold me there.
Now put your face into my neck.
Yeah.
Take a big whiff.
Weird.
Meanwhile, some reporter's getting fired. Yay.
Ellie, not McBeal.
Yeah.
Ellie Walker.
This is another Emrechian thing. He's always got to have some outside party be involved directly into the plot of this, all of his films.
Yep.
Unrelated characters getting tossed into business.
And someone that needs to quit smoking.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's always somebody that needs to quit smoking.
Yes.
I wanted her to die.
Yeah. She's not... her character is not important.
No, it's not. And she's just taking up screen time away from Hot Cross Buns.
Yeah, it's not that the actress sucks, because I thought she was okay, but, I mean, she didn't really have a hard gig, but I looked her up. She had never done anything before, and she's really never done anything after.
She's done a number of television series.
Yeah, but her character just was completely unnecessary and took up screen time.
It's unfortunately necessary. Otherwise, he has no reason
To get his ass
to
out?
do anything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Well, you could just have flashbacks and be like, oh, I need to know what is happening to me on my own, and then he goes and does things on his own. She's unnecessary.
Not as compelling, though.
Yeah, I guess.
There's a love interest. It's something for the ladies.
Yeah, the love interest in every fucking movie. Whatever. So they kill a bunch of guys, the terrorists, still at the Hoover Dam. They get all those guys dead
Ralph Mueller takes a few
in the chest.
as part of a
Is
ruse.
he dead?
It's a
No,
ruse.
he's not dead. You can shoot these guys as many times as you want. They're coming back.
Light him on fire.
Yep. Well, meanwhile, JCVD's starting to have flashbacks. He's already... Is this his first mission, do you think?
They said it was their third successful mission.
Yeah.
Okay. With these particular Unisols.
Yeah, they're the only ones.
Because the program's been in place for 3 to 4 years.
I don't know. I am to believe that these are the only operable units.
All right. Well, something reminds him of how things went down in Damme.
It's the foreign exchange students that are there visiting the dam.
Yeah, and it's the
Cowering.
same exact actors.
Is it?
Yes.
Huh.
That was part of my trivia.
How about that? So they do it. They get free everybody, and they're headed back to the base. And the reporter's like, "I need to know more." So she follows them without breaking a sweat. You know, like this is not secured top secret. It's top secret. You're not supposed to know about it, but the security behind this secret is quite poor.
Yeah, and she takes her cameraman, rando lunchmate Thompson, with her.
Pete, Dead Meat Pete.
Dead Meat Pete. Why are you always getting me into this? I don't know if she's going to get you into it too many more times, Pete.
Here's another thing. He's always got a camera guy in all of his movies. One of the characters is always a camera guy.
Who was the camera guy at Independence Day?
Except Independence Day.
And okay.
Maybe I'm
there's
just
no
thinking
camera
of
guy in
Godzilla.
Stargate either.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking of Godzilla. Whatever. So, they get chased. They go to the base. She sneaks in. She finds them, knows all about what's going on. But she gets caught. They give chase, send out the Unisols to take care of her. They come out hot. Lundgren's fucking crazy as shit.
In a blazer.
Yeah.
They didn't even have time to get dressed because they're all naked getting the serum.
That's the other thing. So I'm thinking, okay, this takes no time to send out the Unisols. Fine. They obviously have to put on clothes and like be cryogenically frozen and briefed on what's going on, you know, because they're lunch meat heads. In theory, they have no brain activity really going on. You have to really make it clear for them to know what their mission is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just go into action mode. Shouldn't there be other guys at this base that like, hey, get her, and then like actual just normal guys with guns,
security
chase her?
guys, because Lundgren shoots one later,
Oh yeah, that's true.
but they don't do anything here.
Yeah, they do not. So they crash the car.
It's like everybody's a spectator to the Unisol program, no matter what sort of stake. Like, oh, we've got an intruder. Send out the Unisols. Oh, we're all hungry. Send out the Unisols for pizza. Let's see how this goes.
Maybe that was their first successful mission.
GR13, let go of that pizza boy.
GCVD starts having flashbacks. Anchovies! Anchovies! So
Or they bring it back upside down. Everything goes perfectly, and then they hand you 5 upside down pizzas. Like, oh, you dickheads.
So the reporter driver crashes the car. It flips over pretty nice. They're okay though. They get pulled out of the car, get in the 9th degree, and then Lundgren just fucking does it again, shoots the cameraman right in the face.
Shows him.
Yeah, JCVD, no, you cannot! She's screaming her heads off. So they fight, Lundgren and JCVD a little bit.
Kinda. He just kicks the gun and then punches him, backfists him away.
Yeah.
Just like he did in Vietnam.
Just like he did in Vietnam.
Yeah, this is very eerily similar. He grabs the girl, save her, and they get in the Blazer and drive off.
For 8 feet.
Yeah, for about 8 feet, which is enough, apparently.
In other words, remember he stops, because they're like, GR-44, stop! And he stops.
Oh, yeah.
So she has to rip the headset off of him and make him go again.
Yeah, and then she's like, what's your deal? You know, and he's like, I have no deal but my mission. What's your mission?
She's not bright.
To destroy the Viet Cong. Or he's still, like, tripping on Vietnam.
I have orders.
Yeah.
The thing is, she's not, like, she sees Ralph Muller wake up from being shot and sit up in a trunk of ice. These aren't normal guys, lady.
Yeah, no
At
shit.
that point, you're like, what's your deal? You should already figure there's a deal, and you probably don't really, it's not one that you're going to get.
You just want to get out of the car and get away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which she has plenty of opportunities to do, and she never does. But either way, he's been shot.
I wouldn't jump out of that car.
Oh, boy.
Hot cross buns.
Yeah, that's what she's in it for. She's like, this guy's going to get his ass out later. So he's been shot. She's like, oh, my God, you've been shot. So she grabs the cigarette lighter and shoves it in there to cauterize the wound, and he feels no pain.
He did that.
Oh, he did that? I thought she did that.
She's like, we got to stop the bleeding, and he
Yep.
hits the lighter and it pops out, and bleeding has stopped. Puts it back in.
Emotionless. He's invincible to pain. About another 8 feet, they run out of gas. But it's no problem.
Yep. He can just push them 30 miles an hour.
30 miles per hour.
Which makes me believe that
At
he
least 30 miles per hour. Because that's the last time we see the gauge is at 30, and it was climbing at that point.
So how much faster would they have gone if you would have just given her a piggyback ride?
Probably a lot faster.
Probably like stupid faster.
And you wouldn't have a car that is easily traceable.
Yeah, this
It
says,
says
Army
top
on
secret bullshit units.
He probably wouldn't have even had to cool off so fast either.
No.
That's so dumb.
Yep.
I never even thought about the piggyback ride. I was just like, I bet you he could run by himself a whole lot faster, but he could probably run just as fast with her on his back.
Yeah. He should have actually swam with her on his back like a dolphin.
Or just, she could have gone skiing.
And she would have got hit by the fish. Ow! Out.
Day 2, he pushes her into a gas station. There's no gas for sale there.
Truck's not coming till tomorrow.
When do gas stations ever not have gas? But whatever. I'll
When
allow
they
it.
want you to stay at the hotel.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Mega Truck shows up.
Of course it showed up. They did nothing to really hide from it.
Yeah.
They stayed on the main highway. They parked the car that belongs to the army out front.
Mm-hmm.
How did they find us? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
It'll turn out that you have a tracking device, but they didn't even use that. You were just dickheads.
Yeah, just drive out of here and stop at the first gas station. Well, they got to get a room. And there's a whole ordeal with the roomkeeper and charging too much and tacking on fees.
More
and,
Roland Emmerich comedy.
yeah. That has at no point is it funny but it's, his comedy is so close to how it's delivered as like Michael Bay's comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but Michael Bay would take 17 hours to tell one joke.
Tell that joke.
Emmerich gets it done, at least.
And then he'd come back to it 6 times.
Yes, indeed. So they get a room. He's too hot. Got to take his pants off. Jackie's favorite scene of the movie.
I must cool down.
He gets his butt out 3 different times.
5 shots. Or there's actually only 3 shots unique, but there is 5 on-screen butt moments.
Yeah.
But I would like to do a public service announcement. If you have a pacemaker, skip this scene. Because your heart's going to be going ba-bum, ba-bum. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns.
I'm going to burn one of my questions. Do you think Van Damme uses cocoa butter on his ass?
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
dude.
And shaves it.
And do you think that's a real tan? Because it's like... Did you notice that there's not one flaw in his skin tone from head to toe?
No,
Maybe he's
didn't.
a painted man.
I think that he might be putting some stain in that cocoa butter.
Some concealer.
Some bronzer.
Yeah, he's bronzing cocoa butter.
I just think it's so funny that you're just like, ooh, hot cross buns, when his butt is in every fucking movie.
This movie had multiple hot crust bun moments.
I mean,
These boys were just woo la la.
I have
Hot mess.
I have told this before, but I could draw his ass from memory. It's in every goddamn movie. Every single time.
His butt's in all of his movies.
And I think we joke about it, but is there seriously a clause in his contract that is the butt clause?
I would think that there is a butt clause.
How do you even approach that? I mean, obviously it's easy for him, like, oh, my butt has to be in this movie. Who writes the butt clause? Is there like a team of attorneys that drop the contract and are like, his butt must be on screen for this, and there it must be full butt, not one cheek, both cheeks, front on, we want crack, and give it about 30 seconds.
Maybe it's not even... Maybe it's just something they never fucked with him on, like, you could push him, but nobody does. The butt stays in the picture.
Do you think JCVD looks at the butt dailies?
Oh, I'm sure he looks at the butt dailies.
What's the butt dailies?
He films his ass, and then he goes into the trailer that day and looks at the dailies to make sure that they don't need to reshoot his butt scene.
Yeah.
I'd probably do the same thing. Wouldn't want to have a hanger-on or anything shown in the shot.
I'm sure that he does look at the butt dailies because he talks about looking at the butt dailies in the commentary to Replicant.
Uh-huh.
And he spends most of the commentary in Replicant talking about how good he looks in certain things and how he doesn't think he looks as good in other things. And that he was completely wholeheartedly against wearing sweatpants until he saw how good his butt looked in sweatpants. And then he was fine with it. Like, Replicant is worth watching once without the commentary, just so you don't have to pay attention to the plot, so that you can just turn it right around and watch it with the commentary on.
That's awesome. Well, this movie, to early warn everybody, has, of course, as we've mentioned, the JCVD butt staple. This does not have the other JCVD staple.
Yes.
The splits.
There is no splits.
He just bends over.
I guess that's kind of a fold in half.
It's the flexibility, but it's not the splits.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing about when he bends over and folds himself in half so that he can look at her while she's stabbing him in the leg to get the bullet out, or the tracer out.
Yeah.
I know how a butt works when you bend over. You get the fruit bowl. Like,
yeah.
She's not looking at butt cheeks at that point. She's gone into the dark hole.
Yes.
She's got a big, chocolate starfish staring right back at her.
If she was too close, she got hit in the face by balls.
Dang, what a lucky lady.
Dang.
Oh, I see you ate a little bit of corn last night with your dinner. Oh, gross.
So she sticks him in a bathtub with the ice, cools him down, his wound heals. That's that's the end of the hotel.
That's never explained at any point. No, it's not, because she goes back outside because none of the phones work.
Oh, right. But I was thinking this was the tracer scene where they remove the tracer. It's not the tracer scene.
Oh, that's the other gas station. Gas station number 12 or something.
Yep, so the Unisouls, they know they're there. Time to shoot the place up. Real nice.
With, M60s and jackhammers.
One guy's got a shotgun.
Yeah, those are the two guys have jackhammer shotguns, the automatic shotguns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they blow the hell out of that place.
Yep.
Also kind of Michael Bay-esque, the going back to the innkeeper or whatever you want to call that guy, the hotel manager, and being like, dang, should have got that life insurance or the gun guy insurance.
Is
Only
it James
$20.
Cameron, though, that really sort of hits that bullshit first?
Yeah, maybe. It's all very similar.
Because James Cameron, though, has the ability, I think, to tell good jokes.
Maybe.
True Lies has got good jokes in it.
It's a funny movie. Well, JCVD is taking her and punching through walls using his super strength. Can't go through the concrete wall, though. So they instead get in bed with a couple that's naked.
Mouthful of balls.
Gotta be pretty awkward. Yeah, she's on top of the lady. He's on top of the dude. Weird. But he doesn't know, as we later learn, he doesn't know what a penis is. So I guess it doesn't probably really bother him. At this
So
point.
he was probably, when he was down there, just going... playing with that guy's wiener. That guy's like, oh, I don't know what to be more scared about. That one, there's people pointing guns at me. Or two, there's a grown man playing with my wiener like he doesn't know what one is.
He's lucky he didn't think it was a weapon and pull it off.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have laughed so hard.
The moment that theater goers just didn't understand.
Well, they steal a car and jump it, get on out of there. She's had enough of this business. She wants answers. So she starts asking the hard questions.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I know you're not a normal guy. Yeah. What are you? I watched you heal and you're hot all the time. Normal people don't take fucking baths in ice and shit. What are you?
What are you doing?
That's when he should have just turned to her and gone, I'm the Wraith.
Mm-hmm. Actually, at this point, I would have just opened the door and pushed her out.
Yeah, you're a liability now. Beat it.
This man has no time for love.
But then what
Don't
would he
I
be
go?
doing?
I don't know.
He would just be driving around,
Yeah.
which may have been a more fulfilling
It's
movie.
he pretty much just drives around, Sam.
Yeah, but he's got somebody there that he's saving, kind of.
Kind of. Save her by ditching her.
He doesn't do a good job at the tail end.
Yeah.
Things just sort of work out somehow.
Dude, and he just kind of uses her for the money aspect of things, too, because he needs shit paid for.
Yep.
Well, he doesn't understand the concept of money. He thinks that you go into a restaurant and get as much food as you want, and that's it.
I don't think he pays for that food after he beats everybody up. I think she's like, you know what? We're good here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, she's that kind of sassy bitch.
Well, they make it to a new gas station. Inside, they have to get in there, and he realizes that there's a tracking device. So this is when he
Bends in half.
bends in half, shows her the...
I always
The brown
thought
eye.
this part looked like, they could fake it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think why bother?
Yeah.
He's just going to be able to do it, so I think that's really him doing that.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you get a shot of that? Like an actual...
Because then you would see nothing but asshole and balls.
Not from the back, from the front. You wouldn't see anything. You would just see a man bent in half.
You'd see you'd see,
You've already seen his ass!
you'd make it rated X with that sort of man ass.
Not for... You put the camera...
In
so
her
he-
head, in her head would be like she was just getting in there and just rim jobbing the shit out of him.
It would like her head was up his ass.
Yeah, she would look like she was getting a mouthful of chocolate.
Do you think that she sniffed when he bent over? She's like, that's some Jean-Claude Van Damme butthole.
No, I don't think she did that, Jackie. People don't like the smell of poop.
But I bet Jean-Claude Van Damme's butt doesn't smell like poop.
Well,
Yeah, dude, he's famous.
He probably puts,
how do
like-
you know that she
They
wasn't
probably
into
have
Here's
butt perfume.
my question.
butt perfume?
I am pretty sure that Jean-Claude Van Damme's butthole does smell just as bad as anybody else's. However, does a Unisol's butthole smell?
Oh, that'll come with one of my questions
All
later.
right, we'll save it. So he stabs itself. She's like, "Ew, icky." It's not really that icky. I think I could pull this tracking device out. I couldn't stab him in the leg, but once the stabbing's done, it's really not that big of a mess. Pulls the tracking out, so they're free. But before they get that fully done, the mega truck shows up again, and they shoot up the place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of their MO.
It's what training.
Get out of the truck.
That's the problem,
Shoot up
is
place.
that they probably are as good as anybody, but the guy running the show is a jackass. Just go out there and shoot everything with
Shoot
all
everything.
of the bullets.
Yep, use up
Use
all
up
of
all of the bullets.
Yeah, we've got plenty. Well, they shoot it up so bad that they shoot over an oil lamp that ignites gas and blows the place up.
Because that was a trap.
Didn't really make
Was
a
it
lot
a
of
trap?
sense how that worked. There was no fire there.
Mm-mm.
How that thing caught on fire, I still don't get.
Let me explain this to you, gentlemen.
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, he knows that they're coming.
Okay.
All right.
He does
So he
do that- yes.
sets up a poster guy.
a
to look-
poster guy.
Yeah, he's like a cardboard cutout dude
Okay.
that looks
sure.
like there's somebody standing in the bathroom.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And he attaches the lantern to it because he knows that they'll start firing and that
Yeah.
the lantern will fall. And then
Sure.
he's actually had a pathway of gasoline or some kind of fluid
Yeah.
to the gas pumps.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
as soon as that falls, starts everything on fire. It follows the gas thing, goes to the gas pumps, and blows everything up.
My problem-
And that's why they're in the back of the trunks in ice, because they don't want their body heat to be found. But the
What?
lantern is giving off heat, so they think that that cardboard
Okay.
cutout is a person.
Because I didn't see that the lantern had any fire in it.
It did.
I am completely good with everything you just said, except for one vital flaw. When the fuck did they have time to do all of that?
Right after they pulled the
Because
thing out of
the
his
truck
leg.
is there when they pull the thing out of his leg. He's buck-ass naked and the truck is outside. Guys are getting out. They see the cardboard cutout, shoot it, and they get exploded. He should still be in the fucking bathroom buck-ass naked.
We've seen how fast he can get dressed.
And set up traps, apparently.
Yeah.
And then fill trunks of cars with ice and then get into them.
How do you know those car trunks aren't where they just keep the ice?
Yeah, you don't know.
This is old ice trunk gas station on Route 72.
We go through a shit ton of ice. Those trunks, they don't have very good insulation in them.
Most people think those are just broke down cars. Nope, that's our ice containers. Fucking dumb. Well, they steal the car, drive off.
At that point, they've already stolen that car. They just drive off in the car they've already stolen.
Yeah, that's true.
But first, they break into the van while everybody's on fire.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Take all of
the mega truck.
The info.
Mm-hmm.
They get the 411.
Yeah, about where they came from and who he is and what's his story.
They probably don't have that in there.
They had to have, because that's how the next
No, I'm saying
sequence
in actuality.
Oh, in reality?
They probably don't have that in there.
No,
They
there's an
probably have,
office with a filing cabinet in it.
Yeah,
Or
what
hard
the
drive. This is
paperwork.
1992. We had hard drives back then.
Well, apparently they can make people and they can make dead guys into super soldiers, so they probably have a pretty good hard drive.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's say they did have some files.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be those guys' files. It would be just some bullshit on chemistry.
Or instruction manuals on how the Megatruck works.
That would be everything. It would be the manuals to the Toshiba monitors.
Yeah.
It would be a manila folder full of menus for takeout.
That as well.
For every city.
Yeah. And it was just alphabetized. So they're like, where are we again?
That's one filing cabinet full of Chinese food menus.
And 1972 issues of all porn.
Because that's the thing is, you can't roll into a town and call a Chinese place on the phone and be like, what do you have? Oh, Jesus.
One, we've got this. And then 2
We
hours
got it.
later, you've finally gotten to page 7 of the menu.
And if you tried the thing, like, well, do you have this? You'd go back and forth for 20 minutes. You just need to have all those menus on file.
Yes.
That's true.
Well, the Unisols get burned up really nice. Kind of icky looking. I kind of like the effect, but
The Ralph Moeller fire he was
Yeah.
on fire.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So Lundgren, he gets in a car, or he gets on the car as they're driving away.
You know what happened?
Hmm.
She didn't do the circle of safety.
No, she did not. Which is surprising because he's very concerned about her safety throughout the film.
That no one does the circle of safety when getting into cars.
That should be Unisol day one.
Because you never know who's going to be in your back seat with some piano wire.
Or under it, or behind it.
He was in the back seat.
He was
on
in the
the
back
roof.
seat.
I mean, they can be anywhere.
They can be
That's
anywhere.
true.
If you don't
I'm
do the
sorry, that
circle of
is true.
safety, they can be anywhere.
Well, he is not wearing his seatbelt.
I just thought it was a pile of precious kitties in my back seat. Nope. Dangerous criminal underneath those precious kitties.
Yep.
Or
Hiding.
Dolph Lundgren.
With piano wire.
It would have been better if he would have had a bunch of cows.
He goes through the window.
Don't you have allergies? He's rubbing him on his eyes.
They crash and he goes through the window, and I really liked that part. It's like
Why?
Lundgren missile.
Did you see how the dummy lands on its head?
Yeah.
That
And
was
guy
awesome.
if that was a real person, it wouldn't have made it.
Well, if it's a Unisol, who's to say?
He's just gonna have his head sticking out of his chest.
6 inches shorter.
And then there's a seatbelt joke, which is the longest payoff to something bullshit. Because he says the first time about the seatbelt is 45 minutes prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, should have worn a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Maybe he didn't hear
He didn't hear.
about seatbelts.
He shouldn't have started with his own ears. You gotta practice, though, so I don't blame him.
Well, that's when he goes nuts again. He goes off the fucking ranch and shoots his commanding officer in the face and takes his ears.
Yep.
My name is Scott. You're killing Watson.
And Sergeant Andrew Scott.
Yeah. Get your ears. There's a quarter behind your ear. Nope, it's my knife.
He
Chop.
gets somebody's nose.
No, it's my knife. Chop.
So he shoots another guy, punches another guy in the face to death, which is probably the most quizzical action sequence in this film.
When he punches through the guy's mask and breaks his nose face
That was
It
awesome.
cracks his neck
with his nose.
with his nose. He punches him in the face, then stops and grabs his nose and then twists it to
Yeah.
snap his neck.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. If somebody gets your nose like that, they can easily just break your neck. It'll be all over next.
I think your nose would come off first.
Yeah. They need to start doing that shit in UFC.
That'd be awesome.
Like somebody tries to put you in an armbar, you just grab their nose and look at them because they know what's next and they have to give up at that point. Well, I'll die. I'll die if I don't just give up. I gotta tap out.
I'd probably watch the fights if that kind of business was happening.
If instead of jiu-jitsu, it was the art form was I've got your nose.
Well, JCVD and the lady go to a restaurant, and he's very concerned about her safety still because he's reading the cigarette packs and the Surgeon General's warning. He's like, you should stop smoking because these are not safe for you.
Yep.
He also doesn't understand food.
Did you notice those were Virginia Slims?
I didn't. Doesn't surprise me.
Yep.
Lady smokes.
Yeah.
I liked Virginia Slims.
I bet you she doesn't smell good.
Wait.
She has to go make a phone call to Dr. Greger or find out where Dr. Greger's at. And so he's left to his own devices inside the restaurant.
She doesn't make this phone call
For quite some time.
for a good long time.
He has ordered everything on the menu, which takes quite a while to cook. There's at least probably, 12 plates in front of him of food?
Yeah.
That takes a long time to cook, because it's not like he eats a bite of steak and then there's like, I will take the entire menu, and then they cook it all at once. He probably like one plate at a time. I want another plate of food.
She's thumbing through that folder for an hour.
Yeah, at least. Maybe longer. Well, I guess he probably eats food at high speed, too. You know, he does everything
Didn't
else
look
at high
like
speed.
it.
Well, either way, he doesn't know how money works either, and so he's getting hassled by the man. He punches out the man, and this restaurant is filled with many big dudes.
With mullets.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of big dudes in here.
It's like giant dude restaurant. This is like, I know what this place is.
Oh?
This is the back half. It's not the back half, it's actually the front half of the arm wrestling restaurant from Over the Top.
It could be.
So, arm wrestling in the back, fooding's up front. And it's just those guys are eating lunch, breaking from arm wrestling right to that point. He's lucky that Stallone wasn't there.
Yeah.
He's lucky that goddamn kid wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because then he would have had to kill him because that kid was annoying.
Yep.
That's what I would have done.
Kicked his head right off.
That would have been awesome.
And you know what? Stallone wouldn't have cared because he was a shitty father.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can go back to trucking and wrestling. Well, Lundgren is still pulling ear jokes. Gives the nap time joke as well. He's starting to get like, he's now that he's gone completely off the ranch, he's having fun with it.
He's, yeah.
Like, I'm not just crazy.
He's the casual psychotic.
This is a good time
Yeah.
being nuts. The scientists hatch a plan to stop him, though. I don't know what their plan is. Do you guys know what their plan is?
They were going to inject him with the serum.
But the serum is good for him.
No, it makes him forget.
Yeah, so it would wipe out these current memories.
It does not make him forget because he's got all these fucking memories of being shit cows crazy.
I think he's been dodging the serum.
Oh, like the take the pill and put it on your tongue and then spit it
Yeah, I
out
think
when
he
the
just
nurse
kinda
isn't looking?
Slides over a little bit and it misses.
Or it just goes into his bones, bounces
I
off.
don't think that would be pleasant.
Well, he's a unisoul. He feels no pain.
It'd probably still work even if it jabbed you in the bone.
What about the bone?
Probably not.
Make that one, make a big
It
boner.
makes I actually, that's what I tell the ladies.
Boner has
Baby,
no memory.
you make my boner forget. Forget what? I don't know.
It's already forgotten.
What I'm supposed to do here.
What are you
'cause
talking
I'm
about?
just helping your leg.
Exactly.
Well, their plan does not work. The black guy, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. He's like, the first guy's like, all right, I'll go in and do it, whatever it is that he's got to do, inject him with the serum. And the black guy's like, no, I'll do it. It'll look better.
Yeah, because if he looks at all, it's going to be like, what are you doing? Not sabotaging you.
Yeah, but what difference
Really?
does it make him who goes in and does it?
Yeah, once you get caught, you're caught.
Yeah.
It'll look
Let
better.
me do it. It'll look better. Why? Because you're black? Because you're...
Because he's the one that usually goes in there
He's the
and checks
orderly.
them.
I never saw anybody go in there.
He was in there once.
It's piss.
Yeah.
It's a terrible joke. Well, either way, it fails. He gets stabbed in the face by the
Well, he doesn't
serum.
do a good, like, what are you doing? Making sure that your serum injector works. Wait, I don't want that. couldn't you come up with something better? Like anything?
I noticed that your penis has a leech on it. I was trying to save you before it went up the pee hole.
Yeah, I'm just
just
checking cocks and
Hanging out.
butts.
I just hang out because I think you're awesome.
Can we be friends? Will you make me a friendship necklace too?
Oh,
Well,
I heard you make these friendship necklaces.
meanwhile, Susie has found the number finally, whatever this reporter's name is. I'm not even going to bother. And so they get to go to find Dr. Gregor for some answers.
Jerry Orbach.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Tyler, Utah, Megatruck has got to another place where there's some tough guys hanging out outside.
Some dickhead cowboys.
Yeah, dickhead
Dickhead
cowboys.
Cowboys.
They hassle Lundgren a little bit, so he kicks 3 guys in the face at one time. It's pretty cool.
Then he steals a belt buckle.
And he shakes the guy's change out.
Yep. Holds him up by one leg, steals his belt, humiliates him.
That guy probably killed himself there.
I'm sure he did.
Well, speaking of killing yourself, another part that I don't get, now that Lundgren's outside of the truck, the one remaining scientist asks the big guy to hold a grenade.
Not a good plan.
What's the plan?
So he's like, Sergeant Scott has issued you an order. Will you follow it? What is the order? He wants you to hold this for 30 seconds and then drop it. And then he hands him a grenade and then pulls the pin out. But his hand has already been trapped when he pulls the pin out. And then he's just going to stand there for 30 seconds and drop it. You still got 10 seconds to get out of there. So that whole scene does not work.
It doesn't work at all, because why not just be like, hey, Officer Scott wants you to kill yourself.
So here's what you do.
Eat this.
You go, no. I'm just going to go outside. Okay. No. You throw the grenade back in there.
Yeah, it's really
when
dumb.
you're already outside.
Why drop the grenade? So it blows up at his feet. He's tough. Make him blow up in the middle, just in case. Make him eat it.
Sergeant Scott would like you to hold this for 30 seconds and then put it in your butt.
Yeah. or Sergeant Scott would like you to walk outside and kill him because he's fucking crazy.
Well, that seems a little bit questionable.
Hey, the Unisols obviously got to know that Sergeant Scott has lost his shit.
I don't
Who's
know
to
if they
say,
know
man?
that.
Nope.
Whatever.
He's allowing them to eat meat in the grocery store.
Oh, God. Why eat meat? Why did he just
'Cause
pick
he's
up
a savage.
the cube steak and start eating it?
Nummy.
Yeah, weird. JCVD finds Dr. Gregor, learns all about him, I guess, and the rules of being a Unisol, and that you get too hot and you gotta cool off. And
That by running the body genetically, they were able to run the body at a high metabolism rate, so everything works faster, it heals, it's stronger, but as a byproduct, the body's temperature is too hot.
Yeah,
So
that's fine, I'm good.
it boils your brain and you die.
Yeah, he also knows all about the flashbacks. So this isn't the first time one of these guys has had flashbacks. They've got a fucking name for it. I didn't write down the name, but it's like
flashbacks.
the Jorgensen.
Total recall.
Yeah, the Jorgensen syndrome or total fucking recall or some bullshit. Like, this isn't the first time they've had this problem. You think they would have pulled the plug on the Unisols by this point, but whatever. Yeah, so Lundgren has a meltdown at the grocery store. He shoots some cops, like several cops.
4 cops.
4 cops. Everybody's, the program has, failed at this point.
Oh yes, the program has failed.
Well, it turns out also that the part of the Jorgensen syndrome, as it shall be named, when the Unisols die from a traumatic death in their normal life, they are left with their final emotions, and that is what they wake up to. It's their last feelings. So if there are Unisols that don't have this problem, that leads me to believe that they did not die from a tragic death, and so they don't have final emotions from that. What do the others die from?
I think that Ralph Muller's Unisol died while he was munching some beef.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he just goes and grabs a steak, jams it in his face, and then just looks up. Like, "Rah." I also think that this is that's the part that makes it the finest Dolph Lundgren performance, is his losing it in the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's never done that before or after.
Well, JCVD and the lady get arrested. They're transported. in one of those big transport buses. They're all locked up. Lundgren finds them, chases them in the Megabucks bus. They still got one guy driving it. Who's driving it?
Mueller still.
Mueller. Yeah, he's still alive. He gets shot, though.
Yep.
Lundgren's yelling like a wild man, tossing grenades around.
Shoots the driver.
Yeah, shoots the driver of the bus. She jumps out. She bails.
He pushes her out.
Yeah, yeah. You got to jump. I can't do it.
And then she lands face first.
Yeah, ouch.
At 60. She
Yeah,
didn't make it.
That was a hard
Broke
stunt.
a bunch of ribs in her whole face.
Yeah. Well, the bus goes over the cliff, and so does the mega truck. Oh, no. Plus, it explodes, of course. Are they dead? Is Lundgren dead? Are the Unisols
Finally,
all set up?
I'm taking you home in this
Yeah.
stolen police car.
Day 5.
Because, like, whatever happens prior to that you're innocent of, you're not innocent of punching that cop and stealing that car.
It's true. That's true. Well, they make it back to Louisiana, where his parents live. He was Chance Bordeaux in his previous life. Back to Louisiana. I guess there's a lot of French people in Louisiana.
I don't know. What do they farm, do you think? Didn't seem to have any crops on that farm.
An RC cola and a moon pie.
You can farm RC colas and moon pies?
Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Ugh. I am assuming that you're making a country music joke.
Yes.
You are banned from life forever doing that again. Unless it's really funny. So there you go.
Oh, laying down the law. Rules for not funny jokes.
I'm never gonna dance again.
That is not a country music song, so there you go.
Yes. I'm in.
His parents are 60 years old.
Yep.
They might be 70.
I don't think so. I think they're slightly older than your parents.
Well, he's been gone for 25 years.
Uh-huh.
So they're probably 70.
My parents don't have all gray hair.
I think that they're supposed to be 70. However, the casting was quite poor. These people are in their 60s. They are not 70 years old. But he's definitely 50 years old.
Yeah.
So either way, they're young. They were young parents. She leaves. There's no key in the car. Guess what? It's because Lundgren's there. He's still alive. Climactic fight scene.
And he's got more than just years now.
Yeah.
He's got belt buckles and sheriff's badges. He's got
Yeah.
some stripes drawn on his arm. What are those about, buddy?
It's like Stingray's racing stripes, man.
They're pretty badass.
When you're ready to have your climactic battle and kill a guy, you got to put some stripes on you. Go
Yep.
faster. Extra 10 punch power. Well, they fight. Lundgren's super strong. JCVD pretty much gets his ass kicked for the first 3/4 of this film.
Yep.
Getting thrown, launched, 20 feet at a time, through things, doors, cars.
Landing in the mud.
Yeah. Lundgren tosses a grenade at Susie.
Blows her up.
Blows her up, just like Vietnam. Why even have the flashbacks? Seems like your current life is exactly the same.
Yeah, I know.
Now he's pissed.
Well, the only second chance you get is the chance to make the Wait.
Nice. You are banned from talking.
To make the same mistake twice. That's what it is.
Well, now JCVD is pissed. He finds the steroids and injects it himself. He's got the serum now. He's super strong.
That's not the serum. Those are the muscle enhancers.
Muscle enhancers, whatever.
Well, you got to get that shit straight. That is the kind of paper-thin science that convinces a 14-year-old me. That will, that will 20 years later yell at you for fucking it up.
And I like how they never call it steroids. It's
No,
muscle
enhancers.
enhancers.
Mhm.
Well, I don't think steroids even work that good.
Yeah, no, it does not. You can't throw a man.
No.
Say goodnight, asshole.
Get that asshole.
Lundgren gets kicked into a combine, and then he
Yeah.
gets harvested.
Again, not very much comes out. I think that there's a number of things that happen in this film that, like, keep it in the rating that it was in.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of guts flying out of that thing was one that they just couldn't have.
Just over the top.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out she's okay. Yay.
She's just been knocked out.
Yeah. Romance.
By a grenade.
Yeah. She's like Dan. Closing credits. Body count.
Body count.
Body count.
Body count. Body count. Body count.
Body count. Fucking Ice-T.
I hate that song.
Oh, it sucks. It's one of the worst. He sucks so bad.
Assholes.
Give me your questions.
Oh, me first. Do you think the people that rented out this golf course for the Vietnam scene, do you think they were like super uber pissed that they turned their nice golf course into a mud hole and trampled all the grass?
I am willing to think that that would probably have been part of the initial, like, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna get kind of messy. How much is that gonna cost? And then it's gonna cost that.
You assholes ruined all the grass.
Yeah, I'm sure that they were compensated.
All right.
Sam?
So this goes into your question earlier about do their butts smell?
Mm-hmm.
Do they poop?
Do they poop? That's
Do they
exactly
poop?
where I was going.
I assume that, like, when Van Damme eats at the diner, he's fired up his GI tract,
Mm-hmm.
which I bet what happens there is he, because of his naivety, say...
He shits his pants.
It's just a gurgler.
Oh no.
He's got there's like, he ate 7,000 calories at a truck stop. He just put an entire pot of chili in his pants.
Wouldn't he puke? I don't know how
Probably.
this shit works,
Yeah.
man. I really don't.
But before he eats anything, do you think he's just like, his whole GI tract is in stasis and he just doesn't
I
poop?
don't know. You think
Yeah,
it would,
because he
like,
doesn't know what his wiener is.
He doesn't know
is
what
that
his
supposed
wiener
to be
is.
there?
Yeah. Wouldn't his, like, internal organs atrophy and, like, shrivel up? Even let's going back to the zombie thing. Like,
Yeah, I don't
say
know.
the only thing he needs is his brain to survive.
And his muscles.
Well,
and the ability
he
to
needs
breathe.
he needs his muscles to do things. But if you're not using them, then they go into atrophy, so it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, it doesn't.
So I don't think that they poop.
I don't think they poop
I
either.
think by eating all of that food, he has killed himself. He would just, like, he's got massive destruction in his tummy, and their food is just seeping out into his body cavity, and,
Body count.
body count. Yeah, body count. I think he just killed himself.
Huh.
Day 6, Jean Claude Van Damme ends up into a pile of food goo, split in half. My question is, who whispers more? Chuck Norris, Nicolas Cage, Christopher Lambert now, or Jean Claude Van Damme?
Chuck Norris.
Lambert.
I think it's JCVD. I did not hear him go above a whisper this entire film.
In this one, yes. But there's a lot of the other ones.
Oh, sure, but actual words,
No, he whispers a lot, doesn't he?
he whispers a shitload.
Mm.
We're going to have to keep an eye on that moving forward. Jackie?
Now, I think we might have talked about this before, but I kind of don't remember. And this is mostly directed towards Sam. What is the deal with that great big fucking goose egg that Van Damme's got on his forehead?
Sure.
It's probably a kickboxing injury of some
I
sort.
thought you looked that up one time, because I brought that up as well. And apparently that has... You took the serum, and now you can't
I
remember.
can't remember.
No, Sam!
I think it was kickboxing. I think he got kicked in the face, and that's just like...
Scar tissue.
Yeah.
All right.
Sam?
What's next for Luke Devereaux?
Like I say, he's dead. That's my thought.
Yeah, that's
He's making babies.
I think that's the idea of the film. Like, that's where it's supposed to go, that the romance blossoms, and then he just lives with his parents, and they're a happy family.
Oh my god,
sex.
yes.
Would his kids be superhuman?
Ooh.
He's genetically
Yeah.
different now.
Yeah.
So his kids would be like all of his strengths and none of his weaknesses.
Does he have super sperm? Does he have
Yeah.
the problem like Superman does? Now he's taking the muscle enhancer. When he busts a nut, does he kill
No.
the reporter
No,
by
I don't
exploding her uterus?
think so. I think he's the Golden Man, the Philip K. Dick Golden Man. He's the guy that's going to change the human race. Eventually, because his kids are basically superhuman, they will eventually, the human race will become an endangered species because of the sperm babies of Van Damme.
You know, it's funny. That's not where the sequels end up.
They should have. They
Yeah.
end up in him forgetting and then doing the same thing 8, 9 times, whatever it is.
Well, my last question is the too hot thing. Getting too hot. Hear me out on this. Was getting too hot in the original script, or was it just put in there to justify his butt clause? And then Roland Emmerich was like, you know what? We'll just, yeah, that's part of their thing now. Is they're too hot. Now that we've had to work in why he gets his ass out, let's just keep it and go with it.
I think the Too Hot was part of the script, and they just worked the ass into that.
Yeah. All right, I've got one more.
Okay.
Who is the better soldier?
Like, who kicks ass
Out
more,
of
or
all
who's
of them?
actually a better soldier? Like,
Yeah, like who, okay, if you had to vote on your favorite soldier from this
Favorite?
movie Yeah, who are you going to pick?
Ralph Moeller.
I don't understand your question. Like, if I was a captain in the army, who would I want on my team? For soldier or just
No, Justin,
who's
just
my
who did you
favorite?
like,
Who did you like the most?
Who I think is coolest? I like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm a big JCVD fan. Ralph Moeller was cool though. Tiny Zeus Lister could have.
He could have used some improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Lundgren.
Yeah, Lundgren's
yeah?
pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like if I had to pick people on my team, he would be on my team. I'd be like, yeah, get that guy.
Just because you're judging people by their covers.
Yes, and their hot crust buns.
I gotcha. All right. Well, what did you guys think of the film in total?
Do it!
Yeah.
Oh, it's a do. Again, it loses steam after you've seen it 73 times.
It lost steam for me the first time.
The first time.
I did not like it, and I am not going to give an endorsement for it. I think it stinks. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
I loved it.
I thought it was I just thought it
It's
was a
pretty boring.
mediocre action movie.
It gets pretty boring at points.
It's dumb in its plot. The acting is just okay, and so it never approaches the side of bad that makes it awesome. It's just an okay action movie.
It never really sort of reaches the climax that it should with Van Damme and Lundgren. Like, their fight scene is okay.
Yeah, on paper it's great, but I just didn't care for it. So there you go. It's my pick. Nah, what? Why are you giving me that face, Jackie?
I want to take us out.
Oh, okay. My pick next will be 1990s Captain America. So look for that. Jackie?
Hot crust buns, get to the chopper, hot crust buns.
Boo.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.